Hi, welcome to Conversations Matter with me, Heather Criswell. I am coming to you tonight to share a conversation that could have taken place and changed everything. So I have a client that I was working with a few weeks ago. And at the end of our session, I said, okay, so how do you want to pay? And that's pretty standard for how I work, is I usually do the work and get paid immediately. And this client in particular said, I have to put you off for 2 weeks, actually a week and a half, and I can't pay right now. And I said, okay, no problem. I can work with you on that. I said, generally speaking, I need to know this beforehand so that we can make arrangements, but I'll go ahead and work with you. So 2 weeks went by and still no word, no phone call, no email, no text. And so I reached out and I said, hey, just checking in, what's going on? And they proceeded to say that, they wouldn't be able to pay me for another 2 to 3 weeks. And I had this moment where I was really upset, and I started having conversations in my own head. Those conversations where, I'm not valued, I am being disrespected, that's totally uncool. I've never actually had that happen to me, so it was really foreign to me because the clients I work with are very prompt and amazing 99.9% of the time. So this was a new venture for me. And what I realized is that generally speaking, I have conversations with clients very easily, but this client in particular chose not to have a conversation with me and just ignore it, which actually made it worse. Had they come to me and said, look, I misjudged, or I didn't get the revenue in that I thought I was going to get in the time I was, you are my number one priority, I'm going to get you paid, can I give you some money in good faith, whatever I can afford in the moment? Anything, any conversation that could have happened that would ease the stories in my head, that would have changed everything. And so it's still not completely remedied, but what I will say is that I'm going to be more conscious of speaking my truth in moments, and that's what I have gained from this experience, is not to necessarily go into contract land and suing and all of that. That's just not my gig. But what I will say is this was a very valuable lesson for me to be very clear and very upfront with my own boundaries and what matters to me. And I'm hoping that this client remembers the integrity that they have for themselves, because it's a real bummer. It's a real bummer because they are really an amazing human being. And I'm really sad about it in a lot of ways. But what I will say is that we all have the chance to redeem ourselves. And hopefully there'll be a conversation that takes place very soon that does exactly that. But in the meantime, be careful not to miss the opportunity to speak your truth in a conversation and give that person the opportunity to have compassion and understanding and caring for you, because setting it aside and ignoring it often just makes it way worse. So I'm going to do that for myself too in conversations that I've avoided recently. I'm just going to be as truthful as I possibly can with kindness and grace. It's better than ignoring it and letting it go. So hard conversations matter too. And when they're rooted in love, it does change everything. So I'm wishing you so much love and compassion tonight, and look forward to talking to you tomorrow. Thanks so much. Bye.